Shabbat Shalom. Coming down here, it's 10 degrees cooler. They wear a wool blanket. Jewish men keep their blankets with them all the time. What do you say given what happened? We go to the place and why does the world hate us? Mark Twain said 100 years ago, the white man hates the black man hates the yellow man hates the red man, but everybody hates the Jew. I don't think that's necessarily true, and I refuse to go to that place. I just refuse. This is not the first nor the worst incident like this that has happened in our people's history. 2,000 years, we have dealt with things like this. All of vaudeville was based upon the idea of taking the pain and making it into comedy. Because we have had the horrors of expulsions from Spain, destruction of Jerusalem, the Holocaust. I remember all too vividly, some of you may remember as well, I was a child in services, 1973 on Yom Kippur, and the Rabbi, Larry Goldmark, walked in, stopped the service, and said, "We've just been bombed in Jerusalem, Israel." We remember that. So where do we look for an answer? Where do we look to in this? For those of you who know me, you know that I side with Maimonides, the Rambam. And I look at every incident in the world, I believe, as the Rambam taught, we can find an understanding for it in the Torah portion of the week. This is a fascinating Torah portion. Okay, they're all fascinating. It's called Chaya Sarah. It's about the death of Sarah, although it's called the lives of Sarah. In it, a couple of very interesting things happen. Sarah dies. Abraham realizes he's getting old and is about to die and sends his servant to go find a wife for Isaac. He finds Rebecca. Rebecca comes. She sees Isaac meditating in a field. He's so beautiful, she falls off her donkey. There, by the way, is a commentary that he was meditating naked. It could have had something to do with it. And then Abraham dies. And this is where it gets interesting. It's right before he dies, it mentions that he remarried him. How many remember the story? Abraham's married to Sarah. They can't have a kid, so they have this handmaid, it's her idea, named Hagar. And from Hagar comes this son named Ishmael. Right? And Ishmael becomes the father of all the Arab peoples. Then Sarah does get pregnant. She has a son named Isaac, Yitzchak, which means laughter. Because when she's told she's going to get pregnant, everybody laughs. No one buys that's going to happen in the 90s years. And Hagar and Ishmael are thrown out. But God promises they will be a great nation. Sarah dies. And it says in the text that Abraham marries a woman named Keturah. Keturah means the spicy one. Like he didn't have enough spice, he's already had a kid, he's 100 years old. But the Midrash and the teachings, and Rashi and other teachers teach us that based upon the language, Keturah is actually Hagar, who converted to Judaism, has not been with a man since Abraham. And when she converted, you get a new name, and so her name was Keturah. And she remarries, not as a second wife, but as his wife. And from her comes Ishmael, earlier. She also has other children with Abraham, we're taught. He seems pretty prolific. And those children are sent to the east, and there are teachings that are very interesting, that they were some of the founding teachers of Hinduism. The Baha'i faith believes that the founder of the Baha'i faith is a descendant of Keturah. How many of you have never heard that before? So we all come from this Abraham. And Ishmael and Isaac, they got some problems, justifiably. Right? I mean, it's because of Isaac, Ishmael gets thrown out. Let's be clear. Ishmael's already a teenager when Isaac is born, and then they come up with this circumcision thing, so you know Ishmael's got a couple of issues to deal with. And they don't exactly get along, except they come together. They come together to bury their father in the cave of Machpelah. Ishmael and Isaac finally have peace because of the death. That seems to me kind of what we need to know this week, isn't it? Someone sent me an email. It had the front page of the Pittsburgh paper. Did anyone see this? It was in Hebrew. It said, Yikadal Mikadash Rabbi, the first words of the Kaddish, the prayer for the dead, in big, bold print in Hebrew. There have been interfaith services all around the country. I'm sure around the world, I just don't know about those. There's another service this Sunday at Godspeed Calvary. Bob McCoy and I will both be leading prayers. And I mean this when I say, it is a blessing, such an amazing blessing to have people in the room, so many people who typically are not found chanting Hebrew. And then there are the non-Jews as well. It is a blessing. You don't fight darkness with darkness. You don't fight darkness by politicizing this, by blaming anyone or anything. You fight this by choosing to celebrate together in love and in light and in joy. The term namaste, the deity means, recognizes the deity in you. Shalom aleichem, aleichem shalom. Peace be upon you, may there be peace. A number of years ago, I was at a talk by one of my teachers from Jerusalem, Rabbi about considered one of the great Kabbalists in the world today. And there was a war going on in the Middle East. And he did this amazing, amazing lecture on deep Kabbalistic meditation. It's fabulous. It's an Orthodox synagogue in Tampa. And afterwards someone said, Rabbi, that meditation thing is great, but what's that got to do with the war? This is, the long white beard, everything that you can imagine a Hasidic rabbi should look like, he looks like. It's beautiful. And he pauses and he says, you do not understand, this is not a war between Jew and Arab. This is a war between good and evil. And there is good and there is evil on both sides. Continued. You don't quite get it. This war is being fought in the spiritual realm, in the supernal realm. And we're just acting it out here. He said, Rabbi Nachman taught him, teaches, that the way we can win this war against evil is to pray together, to dance together, to sing together, to joyously eat and celebrate together. Because when you do, you birth angels. And when you birth those angels, there's angels for good. And they will go and they will fight that war. And they will fight it for good and for light. And then we get to act out that in this world. Because the key is not to answer it with guns, with war, but with prayer, with action of being together in different environments. To invite someone of a different political viewpoint to your home or to a coffee. If you don't want to have them in your home that long. If you're a conservative, to listen to why they feel liberal without calling them a snowflake. If you are liberal, to listen to why they are conservative without calling them an alt-right racist. To invite a Christian, a Jew, a Muslim, a Hindu, to invite us to share our theology. Look, Jesus is not my Messiah. Okay? It's not my pathway to God. But you know what? I have total faith that he is my friend, Father Bill's pathway. And if God can accept how we all pray, why can't we? Why can't we? but we need to know and understand and learn about each other. I'm willing to bet that the man who committed this atrocity probably had never had dinner with a Jew. So what can we do? Like Isaac and like Ishmael, we can come back together because of death, because of tragedy, and make that a unifying factor. Make that a teaching, a lesson, and an inspiration for us to come together, to learn about each other's ways, to respect each other. Look, you don't have to agree with anyone. We all know 2 Jews equals 3 opinions, 4 rabbis, and 5 synagogues. But you can respect each other. All of us can we? And that's really what this is about. To take this tragedy, as I said earlier, chew it up and spit it out by doing acts of kindness, acts of goodness, by prayer, and by the action of sharing with each other, ourselves, and hearing, really listening to what other people, not only what they say, but how they feel, and how they got to those opinions. You don't need to agree. But as long as we can respect and treasure each other, then maybe we really do have an opportunity to stop this kind of atrocity. My prayer for all of us is that we choose to listen to the other. We choose to learn about each other. That we choose to come together in respect and caring and joy, and together birth some new angels, which will have peace and bring light into the world. Kol shenevakesh lu yihi, all that we request, let it be. This was a song from the 1973 Yom Kippur War. Truly, all that we request in this, may we have peace and understanding. And may we really, really get to treasure each other and see our beauty